I can't understand, me camera's just beeped and gone off again and just come back on again, so I pressed record. So what the hell? It just seems sometimes I'm fated to do certain walks, and this is one of them. I always have problems with cameras going up or something, or not recording properly. Right, so this is where there's a bit of a island set back where the farmer burns all these manure and that and piles it all up here, and then this brings you back onto the main road. So if I continue back there instead of coming through the gap in the privet, the road just brings you around here to this point here. Whoop, you bugger, that's slippy. Then at the top of the lane, that's where you meet Coopy's Lane, coming from the train station up here to the top. So as you can see, there's tons of slush and water. It's all the melted snow. It's just turned to slush. So basically you've got to have good footwear on, because it just, I mean, if you had trainers that would just soak on your shoes, the amount of water and slush. Right, the camera's just beeped off again, and it's come up with a message says your camera cannot record at that speed on your, please upgrade your micro SD card for a V30. So I've just gone into settings and put my glasses on, changed them. I've put so I'm recording at 1080p. So I don't know what the camera thinks it was recording at, like, but I had it on custom where I had set it as 1080p. I used to record everything in 4K, but so looks like I'm just gonna be having problems with my camera for the cold weather. Right, what's this plaque saying here? Please sit, relax and take a more. Forget the world of war and woe. For you, there is a simple duty to appreciate our nature's beauty. Good words. Good advice. Just every now and again we've got to step back from the world. That's why I come out to the countryside, to get away from it all for a moment. Relax. Switch off from the everyday woes in life. Right, so this is all a Clog Bog reserve. Just seen a bunny rabbit there. Just seen a whitetail. It's going underneath the pile of thorn bushes there. It's times like this when you see all the water and the slush that you think yourself, now I know why I come up when it's summer and you didn't have to go through all this kind of crap. I mean, if I had Bear here now, he'd be running along and all the dirty water that would be splashing underneath his belly and all up his legs and that. So basically when he jumped back in the car, it would be black. Now the last time I came along here, I turned right on Coopy's Lane when I get to the top junction, and I went over the farmer's field and then dropped down, and then went along to the right and then started dropping down the wooden steps that do not exist anymore, and they were just like a straight slope and it was dead slippy, and I had to really go slow and try and grab a hold of anything I could get my hands on, but it's like holly bushes, so there's now to grab onto, so it was a nightmare. And that was back in December 2023. Right, so I've locked the car off, set my time lapse up. Well, I think I locked the car anyway. But you can see the embankment over there, the road, that's Coopy's Lane, where it comes up over the top of the bank, where the railway line goes underneath it. Just over there to the left, look. So that's the lane that comes right along from the train station, and that's how the bloke that opens up this comes along in his car to get to here. So obviously somebody been down here in that car. So obviously you come to the junction here, you turn right, come through the big gate, and then come down to here. And like I say, it's called Clark's Bog Private Nature Reserve. Right, so that's me coming up the junction where the green metal gate is at the top, and it's heavy, so it's on a wheel to help the guy push it open, so it opens on its wheel, so it glides open rather than having to lift it up and pull it. Right, so with changing the settings, I might have solved the problem where my camera's just going off, turning itself off all the time. Right, so normally I go do my walk and I come back via this gap in the gate here and come back down this way, but I'm going to do it in reverse. So I'm going to go forward and across the fields at the top end and drop down to the river. So I'm doing it a different way. There's just another little poster showing a little deer jumping. Clark's Bog Nature Reserve, CCTV. Right, and that's how you open that gate on its wheel. And that's Coopy's Lane going off and along. Right, that's the way I normally go, and then I go straight ahead and cross the farmer's fields. Then you go through a gap in a privet and then turn right. You can walk along about 250 yards, then you turn left down some wooden steps. But I'm not going that way, it's lethal. It'll be even worse today after all this rain and slush and slippy mud. And so I'm going to try it in reverse, like I say. I've come along here in the past, and this bit of road is absolutely flooded right across. So I had to go through a gap in the privet, walk along the inside lane, and then get past the big flood, and then continue. But with the excess rain and the melting snow, the river WANSBECK will be running quite fast and wide when I'm recording it, so that's one consolation. But unfortunately the paths will be slip and sliding, and there'll be places where it'll be hard to get up embankments and back down without sliding down on your ass. But we'll persevere. You can see where people have gone both directions in the slush, where the footprints have gone both directions. Some people are going and some people are coming back. And you can see birds' feet marks in the snow as well. Right, so just further up here you go through a gap in the privet, and then you're on the farmer's track. And like sometimes, like I say, I've come up here and this whole road is flooded after heavy rains. This is like a proper road, stone track, so it's easy to walk on. But you just get around this bend and then you go through the gap in the privet like that, but further on. But that's the private road. They don't want you going. They don't want us serfs, peasants, walking along on their private road. Oh no. Us money highty-tighties don't want you serfs walking along our road. It's like, I hate that way. There's, I mean, the division between everyday normal folk. We are better than you because we've got money and we've got a big house on a private estate. So they look down you through their nose. Right, so this is where it brings it onto the proper farmer's track, look. So I would normally be coming this way. Right, another battery's just gone, or it's just turned itself off again. So I don't know what the hell's going on. But I think it must have something to do with the code. Because with recording in 1080p, I get lots of time recording on my batteries when they're fully charged, which they are. So I don't know why it's doing all this. A couple of horses there with their coats on. Well, this is like just a normal farmer's track that the farmers go backwards and forwards over towards the bridge. And up and over onto Coopy's Lane going back towards the station. So like I say, that's how the bloke gets along here to go to the private reserve. Clogs Bog, unusual name. Right, so we're just walking in the middle because the grassed area is a little bit higher than the grooves that's been created with the vehicles going along on either side. And you can see how much water's on the side. There's a train going along. Now when I go across the farmer's field on an angle, because I'm going to go across to where I normally come up from after walking on this side of the river, you come up onto the field, I cross over the corner of it, then I come back along here and go back that way and go across past that green gate on the wheel with a wheel on it, back towards the car. But like I say, I'm doing it in a different way now, a different circular walk. You hear all the slush when I walk along in the soft sludge full of water. Right, normally at this point in time where the farmers go up and doing, all the tracks churned up as well and full of soft mud and water, because obviously they churn it up with the big tyre wheels. Right, so that's where you go, and you can go over the arch bridge, over the top of the railway lines, and start heading back over that way towards the station. Right, so I've got to stay in the middle here, get past these two huge puddles These will be freezing over by tonight. It'll be a nightmare to walk on. Let me just take my time. I didn't want to slip over in there. Get soaking wet. Right. Now the bank where you come up from the river to come up to the corner of the field there, where those power lines go across to meet the telegraph poles, it's really uphill steep, and the mud, you start slipping back down. Right, so if you look straight ahead, you can see the railway lines going along now, past all these power lines, poles. And the viaduct to go across is just further on, just slightly around the corner. You can't really see, but I've got to head across to that far corner. Now if the farmer was growing any crops, I wouldn't walk right across the centre of the field. I would go around the edge and come up the edge there and get onto the track. But because it's winter, he's not growing anything, I'm just going to cut straight across to go across to that corner where I come up normally. I hear voices. People just go over the bridge there. It's obviously a bumpy walk across the field here, but I'll just take my time. But you can see how grey, the skies are just pure grey, they look like they're full of snow. There's a communications tower towering up above the trees just over there to the right slightly. There's a train coming back. Now with this being a sloping bank now, there's just holly bushes either side of it as well. When you go down, it's going to be pretty slippery, so I'll have to probably walk down sideways and just slide my feet down until I come to a stop where I accumulate mud underneath my shoe, and that's going to like act as a brake to stop us sliding all the way down, going flat on my ass and get soaking wet and full of mud. Just like a car, when you turn a car's wheels and it starts to move in snow, it builds up that brake or a lot of snow behind your wheel tyre, and that's what stops you. Well, I'm going to have to do the same with my feet in the mud. I'm getting fine droplets of you know what now, so that's got to make things worse. Right, let's get across to the edge of the fields where it might be a little bit better to walk along. I can't remember. Oh. So if I went away, I would go right across the field, walk through this light privet, and then bend round to the right and go up about 250 yards, 300 yards. Then you come to the left arrow pointing down, and you go down the wooden steps, and it takes you down to the bottom of this gully, and that's where there's a little waterfall over a wooden bridge. So you go over the bridge and round the corner up, and then come up on the other side where the farmers' fields are, and that's where there's normally cows sometimes. Then further on you've got horses in a field, so that's where I'll have to, if I'm going to bring Bear along here, I'll put him on his leader then, so he doesn't run after like sheep to see what are on the field out of curiosity. I mean, he does know what they are now, because I've had him out quite a few places in the country where we've walked past sheep and I've actually stopped and said, leave them son, leave them. So he's watching them going backwards and forwards and get the smell of them, so he's becoming used to them now. And that's the whole point. You just get dogs so used to seeing them, they're nothing new, and they just don't even bother with them. I think I hear another train coming along. Yeah, there it is. I'm getting hit lucky for the trains today. I think it's Morpeth and Darlington stations that are going between. Right, I'm just put my feet in the soft grass. Stop us going down forward fast. Right. But this is the corner where I normally have to walk along the river, WANSBECK on the other side. You come out onto the main road, then I walk down the bank and then past the cat and dog shelter over the green metal bridge. Then I come along the river this side, then I come to this bit here where I come up to this corner and try and make my way up this bloody steep pathway in soft mud and slippy. It's a pain in the arse, but you've just got to take your time and look for any place where you can put your foot and dig it in and push off to get up. Straight away, oh, this looks like it's got to be fun. Yeah, straight away I can see where people's boots have slid down so far and they've accumulated the snow and all that to make it act like a break. I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to get down here. So I think what people might have done is gone that way, ducked underneath that tree or through it, and then just walk along the side so it's not steep, just to get along this first embankment. Because the only other way to do it is actually walk through these tall bits of reeds type things, so you've got a bit of a grip. I mean, because these don't, there's nothing to hold on to, they're just hollow and lightweight. You can't, these won't stop you going down. If you start to slide, go down fast. Then if you do fall over, you've got a nice handful of brambles that you grab a hold of. So even when I get to that bit there, I've still got a steep pathway to go round the corner to the left and then start dropping down again, so it all like it's going to be a nightmare to get down on the bottom from here, from this point on. I should have had gloves on. My feet are getting stuck in the brambles already, so I'm fighting everything. A steep embankment full of snow and ice and water. Thorn bushes underneath, so I kind of grab on, holding out. Oh, I can't break through them. That's it. Right. Oh, we hear boom boom. It's me. I've gone doing, and my camera began all over the shop. Right. Right. Oh man. You see people have the boot marks gone down here, very gingerly. Oh, I must want me here looking at coming doing this, but never mind. By the time I do the water, it's going to be pitch black as well. Because I'm going to, as you can see, I'm going to have to do this really slow because I don't want to go down on my ass and hurt me, break a wrist or bang my elbow or whatever. Got to think of all those kind of things. Then you will be in a world hurt because there's nobody around here, not in a hurry anyway. Once I'm on the bottom water along the river, I'll be okay, I think. There'll be a couple of slushy bits to get through, like, but it'll be pretty much flat, so it'll be easier to continue with my journey. Right, I'm just grabbing any tree branches, anything I can get a hold of, just in case I do go to slip. But fingers crossed, so far so good. But I've got the next steep bit to go down now. Got these brambles trying to trip us up again as usual. Grabbing a hold of your foot. I can hear a little stream running down there to meet the main river, and you can see there. I can see the main river now, down there to my right. River WANSBECK. There's another train coming along, different colour this time. I need to pull my trousers up and tighten the belt. Oh, my cold hands is touching my skin when I'm lifting up my top, you bloody hell. Bastard freezing. Oh. Right. Right, I need to get a hold of this bit tree branch now. Oh, that's great, it's just snapped dead easy. Right, here's that bigger one. I'll have to hold this until I get all the way down this bit of a bank. Right, so the river's straight ahead of us down below now. And I'll be going alongside it, bare off to the left when I get down to the bottom of this bank. If and when I get down to the bottom of the bank. But you can see there's dogs been along here as well with the owners walking along here. Right, so I've got a couple of more S-bends to go to get down on the bottom. You can see where people have gone off to the side to get their feet in. Oh, this is the worst bit here where the brambles are, because there's nothing to keep a hold of. That's the worst area here now. And I've actually walked off to the side and had to go around the back of the brambles to get up here at one time. It was an absolute nightmare. I forgot about this shit. Whoa, nearly went there. Your feet just start to slide and you start picking up the snow and ice, and it builds up a barrier, and then you stop just as briefly as you started. Right, you'll just have to bear with us because I'm going to have to walk down here really, really slow. But you can see why. I might actually go down on my hunkers and just put my hands on the ground and slide down to get past this bit here. My hands will be bloody freezing the slush, like whatever I mean. Right, so I think what people have done, they've gone round the right and gone round the other side of this tree. So they've got something to get a hold of to get down, which looks like a good idea at the moment. As long as the brambles dig, which they are doing, they're getting out of my feet and I'm trying to lift them up. Whoa! Ah, my foot's gone. How are you, man? I hate that when your feet go underneath the brambles and it's just like a handcuff on your ankle. When you go to lift your foot.